affected your property, you probably want to abstain perhaps or refrain from discussing that, but otherwise,
No. I
you
believe
not have the
that,
same concerns.
Because the BDD is different than the
Yes.
TIF. I mean,
yes.
Yes.
So can I just ask, in
Yes.
general, so what taxes are we going to be?
So the BDD gives you the ability to impose an additional tax, correct?
So, and whatever you impose is going to apply, this is the map, on
Right.
the backside. So, you can impose up to a 1% additional sales tax or a BDD tax for the retailer's occupation tax and the service occupation tax. The retailer's tax is the same as what you're accustomed to with your 1% share of the state rate, except that titled vehicles, like cars or boats, trucks, anything that's titled in the state of Illinois is exempt from the BDD tax. Okay? Pretty much everything else is applicable and the same. The service occupation tax would be if you had you have a couple of auto repair shops in town. They're not going to be taxing the service, but they would tax the oil filter or the parts that they would be selling to the customer, which they do anyway. Those items are taxable, and you buy a huge oil change, you're going to pay tax on oil filter. So that's the service occupation tax. Those two things are collected by Department of Revenue, comes back to you. There's usually a 2-month lag from when it's collected and when it's redistributed back to you, minus a little state of Illinois administrative fee. And then the hotel tax would be the other hotel operator's tax. And that's separate from your other hotel tax. The BDD hotel tax can also be up to 1%. These can be 0.25% increments, so I'm assuming you're probably going to impose the full amount. And that tax then would be on any room that is rented, let out, not a permanent residence. And that tax is collected by the municipality, not Department of Revenue.
So on the map that you have here, it doesn't have like the Pearl property on there. Should that be added on there?
So any property that you include within your business development district has to be annexed, has to be within the
Well,
village
is-
boundary.
So
is, right?
only the dealership is annexed currently. The property to the south of
Did
it
it
is not.
recently annexed? Because the county doesn't show it on.
The dealership? Oh, the dealership
Yeah.
that was annexed in 2005,
Well,
2006.
they haven't caught up yet then, because the tax bill, the assessment on the GIS didn't show it as being in. So we can add that.
Yeah,
Still add
run that little run right around Pearl.
Yep.
But like I said, part of that property, I mean, just where
Right.
the dealership is,
Well, it's
yes.
not even shown. the
Right,
dealership,
right,
that's
right. I understand that.
So as property is annexed, does the business development district automatically include that, or do we have to like have a separate ordinance to put that in there? How does that work?
So, two things. If a property annexes and you want it to be included in the business district, that would be an amendment to the business district and you go through the process again. Okay, so you amend your plan, have another public hearing, and then you can add it, provided it qualifies, okay? And then if you have, which you will, you'll have new businesses that start at any given point during the life of the BDD, which is also 23 years. Okay? And as new businesses start up that you didn't have when the business district began, and they're located within the BDD area, that's when you have those 2 opportunities every year to update your list. And interestingly, the Department of Revenue, we still track the parcels that are included in the BDD by their PIN number, property number. Department of Revenue could care less about their PIN number. All they're concerned about are street addresses for the individual businesses that are paying in to the sales tax. That's, their world revolves around street addresses. So the list that you'll be maintaining with Department of Revenue will be the business name, street address, and Revenue will reconcile that with the ST1, ST3 forms that they fill out every year to submit their sales tax to Department of Revenue. Revenue will match those up. They are supposed to provide notice to all of the businesses that they're in the BDD if they're on the list that you submit to them. Okay.
So, kind of a side question, you keep mentioning that the hotel tax, that we're responsible for that. So how are we gonna do that? How's that typically done?
As far as collection of this,
Yeah,
I think, go ahead, Amy. We've talked about this a little bit. I mean,
For,
the 5%.
we can audit him and collect it.
I don't think we're talking about the 5%, are we? We're talking about the
The
additional
1%.
1%.
Yeah.
well, no, you said the 1%.
The 1%
Comes in.
BDD hotel tax is a tax that the municipality has to collect.
Collect.
Right, so either one of them we have.
Either one.
And
You
you
have
have
to-
to collect the 5%,
Right.
which is the other statute.
Right.
Yes.
But so like Amy, that's gonna be your responsibility to collect this?
Sure.
Sure. We'll set up, no, we're gonna have to set up,
Yeah.
set up, you know,
Yeah,
a system
Yeah.
Yeah,
of
All right,
checks and balances and, you know,
because it's not something we've done before.
correct.
The statute
Yeah.
doesn't prescribe a method for you to collect.
No,
So we'll kind of have to look at, you know, how
We give
others
the
attack
ordinance
it.
to the hotel, essentially.
yeah,
And we
Yeah.
tell them they have to collect the tax, they put it on their bill, and when
Yeah.
people stay there, they charge them that tax, and then they're to remit that tax to us monthly or quarterly, whatever way we want to set it up.
okay.
and every community does it, so it's not like we
Right.
can't, you
Okay.
know, talk to other communities on how they do it. And
Okay.
rarely do you have to audit a hotel.
Yeah.
They just do it, they all do it.
So do we come up with a list of all the businesses in here, or is that something you are doing?
Good question. You've already provided me with a beginning list because you're ahead of the game, ahead of a lot of other municipalities. You have a business registration.
Yes.
So we are double checking it, a little like Santa, check it twice before we submit it. But there'll be a handful of those I may need to check with you again because they're listed by business name, but the addresses are where the business owner is located. So
Like
we're
the
gonna
gas
need the actual
stations.
address where the business is. You know, and it's not a perfect science. You may miss somebody, but you get them on the next opportunity. You'll add them. So, you know, we want to make sure we have the big ones, the ones that are the large generators of the business district tax. Make sure we have those on the list. But you're going to have new ones start up. You'll have some go out all the time, so that list will have to be updated once or twice a year with revenue. And they're good folks there. The division, the Department of Revenue that handles this, good people, and we've not had any difficulties with them. They do look at, though, I want to make sure that all the properties have been properly annexed and recorded. So, anything else, BDD wise?
If not, this is ordinance number 19-18, an ordinance to propose the approval of a business development district redevelopment plan and establish a date for a public hearing for the proposed Peatone Business Development District Number 1,
Which is August 12th,
which is August the 12th.
right?
At 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Correct.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee March, seconded by trustee Bowden.
March.
Yes.
Bowden.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Marevka.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Questions of the press?
Why does the village buy the parcels and then transfer to yourself?
That's part of the incentive package for the project. So he's not asking for any incentives as far as sales tax rebate, anything like that. The only incentive is the purchase of the property.
So will he buy that for the same price the village buys it for?
No,
Or
the village buys
the
it.
Property,
And then transfers it to him, correct. And then the village can recoup that through the TIF
okay.
over the course of time.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's based on the revenue he generates.
Correct. So, that answer?
Yep.
Okay. Any other questions? Any discussion, correspondence, communication?
I've got a little discussion, I don't know if now's the time for it, but I've got it. I've had a few people ask me about the house out there at 207 Hickory, and
Yeah, that's being currently looked at by, it's on the radar.
I was out there, went through it. That is a dangerous, dangerous situation. There's water.
You know which property that is?
Yeah, I think so.
There's water standing in the basement. If somebody fell down face first,
No, it was just, that was a topic of discussion just recently once again, so it is,
and
it's being,
upstairs,
it's being dealt
there's
with.
flooring everywhere. If you walk, I mean, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
We need to come up with a solution.
It's being worked on.
I have a question
Yes.
for Steve.
Okay. Steve, sorry. Amy has a question for you.
I just wanted to clarify the joint review board meeting on July 16th. That does not require public hearing. July 16th. That's
We'll
joint-
provide notices for the
Okay.
meeting. We handle all of that for you.
But is that JRB, that's not a public hearing, or it is?
Is it a public meeting?
Public hearing.
It's not a hearing.
Okay.
It's just a meeting
Just a
of
meeting.
representatives of the
Okay.
other taxing bodies.
So, and then we would work on making the TIF 1 right before that, JRB,
What
right
I
before that.
suggested is we do the
Yeah.
annual meeting for TIF 1,
Okay,
probably at 10 or 10:30,
yeah,
because that one won't take very long.
right,
You don't have anything to report
Right.
yet.
right.
You've had no revenue.
But we're required to have it, so we
Well,
should,
Technically you are, but we're trying to combine the trips and save calling the people out for another meeting, but
right, we'll have them together anyway, so, okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
yeah, we don't, I mean, others may be there. We'll give you a notice, you can post
Yeah,
the meeting, but
it's an open meeting.
it's really intended for the benefit of the representatives of the taxing bodies to be able to go through and ask questions about.
Anything else from the board? If not, a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second? Motion by trustee Marevka, seconded by trustee Parker.
Marevka? Yes. Parker?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
March?
Yes.
Jones?
Meeting is adjourned.
Did Steve, have we got his